Welcome back. As promised yesterday, I'm going to show you my personal Rentvestor journey, what I went through to build my wealth through property. It's very important to know, you guys watching this are thinking, I'm a big business person, therefore I've paid for all this from the business and showing you guys how to do it. But the actual reality, and you're going to see this today, is the property portfolio grew first. I then leveraged my property portfolio, pulled out cash, invested into this business to grow it. So when we're talking chicken versus the egg right now, this is the chicken. This strategy that I applied to myself is what allowed me to build and invest in this business and grow it to what it is today, not vice versa. What I'm trying to say here is anyone can do this with a significant income. And by significant, let me tell you exactly what I was earning in each part of the process. The slide is up here for you to see. So where I was living, after getting married, I had a rental in Balcombe Hills. I was paying $600 a week on that rental, and the household income at that time between me and my wife, with no kids at the time, was $180,000. I purchased a dual occupancy in Wairima. Purchase price on that was $420,000. I eventually sold that at $570,000 7 years later. I also bought a block of land in North Kellyville. For those of you who've been following our journey, that was the property that started it all. I paid $490,000 for the land, and I put a build on there for $400,000. I sold that eventually for $1.39 million a couple of years later. So the profit on those two builds was $150,000 plus $410,000. So collectively, $560,000. The next stage is I actually lived in that Kellyville place to alleviate the CGT after the build. Our household income was still $180,000. And then at that time, we purchased a lot in Goanna Grove Vasey for $275,000, and we sold it for $420,000 5 years later, being $145,000 profit. So net position after all these things, we're $705,000 ahead as part of that journey, having started in 2014. Then I made the call to move in with parents and in-laws, right? This call was designed to improve our financial position. For those of you as well as followed my journey, at that time I had a hiccup where my previous businesses was going down due to a bad investor. But regardless, at that time, took a job earning $200,000 a year between me and my wife. I purchased a property in Super with friends. So that place still exists today in Vulture Street, Ellalong. Purchased for $900,000, worth $1.5 million. It's not sold. It still sits in our Super account. I own a share of that, but $705,000 is now realized with $600K in equity still on my portfolio, giving me an income. Now, it's at this stage my income went up a little bit higher to $240,000. And when I say my income, mine and my wife's collectively together. We then purchased a block of land for $720,000 and a build price with $1 million. This was now our dream home. After multiple stages, I can't give you the location, but it was our dream home. We found a block of land that we knew would go up in value. We made a big decision to buy that block of land in anticipation for that, and built our dream house at it. It was recently valued a couple of years ago at $5.75 million, and we refinanced out $2.9 million to build the business, but also fast track our portfolio. So that's right. We financed out a truckload of money recently to actually then take the next stages in our property and development portfolio, but also we funded $1.6 million into the business you see today to help Australians purchase property with zero deposit, like I have been doing for a while. So that $2.9 million equity was refinanced, $4 million equity uplift collectively. So the net position is $705,000 realized in cash, $1.7 million in equities held, and $2.9 million refinanced with debt. Now we are living in our dream home. We have most of our income being generated by the developments. The company is obviously doing quite well, but I still do not derive a large revenue or profit from the company. I instead choose to reinvest that revenue in the company. Most of my income is actually derived from my property portfolio by building, developing, and flipping some of these. And as you guys know, with any business, we're losing money in the first 4 years, raising capital and building it. We're now in year 9. Thank God, doing quite well. But again, it's about the property portfolio that pays for my next thing. So from the refinance, we purchased a home next to mine, land value 800, build 800, worth 2.7. It's held. We have a Norwest apartment purchased at 900, worth $1 million, quite recent. And we have a development in Caboolture, which most of my clients have actually already purchased, with 5 particular homes being built on there. So land price $1 million, build $2 million, sold already for about 4.7. And we also have a duplex site in Wyoming, so 4 dwellings in total. Land 1.2, build 2 million, selling for 1.3 each dwelling. And lastly, Pecolbin, land 700, build 900, selling for 2 million on completion. Just a summary: 1.1 million in held, 100K held, 1.7 million sold. So I own 40% of that Caboolture dwelling. 2 million development to sell. I own 60% of Wyoming, and 400K of which I own 50% of with Pecolbin, which I'll sell. So the net position is 2.08 million realized. That's cash coming in after sales date. 2.8 million equity held. 2.9 million refinanced to grow the business. 7.78 million in the net position accrued from these property transactions. All from scaling and property scaling. I'm telling you this for one key reason. As you'll see there, my income is not through the roof, top 1% stuff. It's all the properties and right decisions. Collectively, I think there's about 15 moves I've made over that period of time. So that's 15 decisions in an hour that has built that amount of asset value and wealth. At that same time, there was sacrifice in there. Living for 2 to 3 years in the in-laws and mother's house so we can grow our position. Sacrificing to the business where we lost money for 4 years and risked the whole portfolio essentially to make this stream happen. But all I'm trying to say to you right now, like for like, with proper actual numbers, direct reflections of my real situation. Numbers vary marginally because obviously a lot of this was done by memory. But just showing you as an example that the wealth was generated from property as a rentvestor with a decent income between me and my wife, but not top 0.5% sort of income. And it wasn't because I was financially rich from the business first. It was the property that funded the business, not vice versa. This is a direct reflection of my journey from 2014 to 2026. The journey is just getting started, not at all finishing, but this is the raw data and the living proof that I'm not talking to you without a level of experience, having not just done this for myself, but for hundreds of clients. Please enjoy the snapshot. This is the absolute reality. And if you all are interested in taking part in the incubator, starting this journey for yourself, I'm happy to show you the actual raw property locations. Obviously conscious of the fact that 900,000 people are watching our clips across all platforms throughout the month. I don't want you rocking up to my old properties or visiting my tenants. So sincerely hope you're well. I hope this helps. I hope this helps you start your journey seeing exactly what's possible through property and smart property moves. Take care, guys. Like and subscribe so you can actually share more of this information. Take care. Guys, we are getting thousands upon thousands upon thousands of views a day. Please like, subscribe. If you're loving the content, press the notification button. Jump on board. More free advice just for you.